and I am back with an IVF update. I said I would try and make sure that I got back on here in a reasonable amount of time so I didn't leave anybody hanging, so here I am. And I have good news, great news actually. But let me start from the beginning. All right, our egg retrieval was on Tuesday, March 4th, and it was at 10 a.m. And when I went in, my doctor actually had a delay, so our egg retrieval was closer to probably 10:30 or 11 actually. And I gotta tell you, it was a really weird experience for me. I guess there's like 3 medicines that they give you normally. I don't remember the names of them, but one is for pain and the other 2 are like to knock you out, so to speak, while they're doing this. And they didn't want a chance giving me one of those medicines because I have allergies to soy and to egg whites, and I don't remember which one of those is in the medicine that they removed, or if it was both of them. But even though it doesn't, cause anaphylactic shock or anything for me, it's more of a sinus issue, they just didn't want to chance it. So I don't know if it was because of that, but I have had surgeries before where I've been knocked out and you don't remember anything. The next thing you know, you're in the recovery room. That is not how this was at all. I know this is more like, I believe, what they call a twilight. So I don't know if this is the way it normally is, but I remember going in there and I'm talking to the nurses and they're getting me set up in the wonderful stirrups, of course. And the doctor walks in and we're all talking, and then the nurse behind me says, okay, I'm going to start putting stuff in your IV. And I said, okay, that's the stuff that's going to make me go to sleep during this. And she said, yep, you're going to be knocked out soon. And I continued having conversations, and it only took maybe, maybe about a minute, probably less than that, and I literally started feeling like I was drunk. And I have to assume after that point I just kind of fell asleep. But obviously I don't remember that part, because here's the strange part. It ended up feeling like lost time, because I remember hearing them talk, though I couldn't comprehend it, while I was out. And the next thing I knew, I was still in the same position. And the doctor was saying, okay, we're done. We did well. And then after that, somehow I magically appeared in the wheelchair, because I don't remember getting off the table. And then they wheeled me out to recovery. And my husband was waiting out there, and this is actually kind of funny, actually. There's a Starbucks across the street from my clinic. So he didn't know how long I was going to be, and being the Starbucks addict he is, I knew he was going to go across the street and get a decaf coffee and come back. And I remember saying, oh, is he back already? And they said, yeah, he's back. And then after that, somehow I magically appeared in the big poofy recliner that they had for the recovery area for me. And then after that, I was fine. I remember everything after that. So it was really strange. It was literally felt like lost time. So I don't know if that's the way it's supposed to be, or if it's because they couldn't give me that one extra medicine that they typically would. But anyways, I'm in the recovery room. The doctor peeks his head in and says, we got 13 eggs. And I was like, oh my God, that's wonderful. And I'm in there I'm recovering. I was in recovery for about an hour. And I would say about halfway through that, the nurse comes back out and she says, okay, we reevaluated everything and we counted everything, and you have 18 eggs. And my husband and I were like, oh my God, that's awesome. I mean, even if we have problems with some of them, one of them's got to be good, right? So that we were really, really excited. And they told us that we would find out the quality and how many were mature, I should say, and how many fertilized the following day, which is today. So I was expecting to have to wait all day long for this call, and I didn't have to. They called me at about, I don't know, time has kind of been a blur today, probably about 10 a.m. I'll go with that. And they told me, this is just amazing, they told me, they said, okay, you got 18 eggs. Out of those 18, 13 of them were mature, which is a great ratio if you ask me. I was really happy. And out of those 13, 10, I'm sorry, I got that number wrong. 12 were mature. 12 were mature. And out of those 12, 10 fertilized. 10 out of 12 fertilized. I was ecstatic. I mean, I had to be peeled off the floor. I was so excited. And I believe I mentioned this in the past. They did use ICSI or ICSI, which is where they inject a sperm into each egg, versus the normal way of doing IVF where they put one egg in each petri dish and pretty much surround them with a gazillion sperms and just the close proximity. The little guys do their own job. But we did not do that. We had ICSI, which is where they inject a sperm into each egg. So I think that's part of the reason why we had such an awesome number. So I am still in shock. We have 10 embryos growing right now. That's just amazing. I'm tearing up just thinking about it. They did tell me that a lot of clinics, and I have heard this before by many people on here, a lot of clinics, you know, they do daily or every other day checks, and then you get a call telling you how many have survived up to that point, because not all of them will continue growing. That's just a fact. But my clinic doesn't do that. They told me that there's some new scientific research and literature that says the least number of times the eggs are disturbed, the least number of times that the incubators are disturbed, there is a higher chance, a higher percentage of success of the embryos continuing to grow and of pregnancy. And I know my clinic does a lot of the newer procedures, so I don't know if this is slowly becoming a more common thing or what the deal is, but it sounds like a good deal to me. I mean, if there's scientific research out there that says that helps get a positive turnout, I am all for it. Unfortunately, what that does mean is we don't get any more updates until it's time for our transfer. Our transfer is automatically set as a 5-day transfer. That will be on Sunday, this upcoming Sunday. I've lost track of my dates here. That's the 8th? I can't remember. My brain is just so excited today. This upcoming Sunday, whatever day that is. And the way it works is in a couple of days, they will call me and verify that is going to be the day and that what the time will be. And whatever time it will, that the actual transfer will happen, we will be set to be there in advance to that time, because at that time is when they will tell us how many embryos have grown over the last 5 days, how many have continued, and how many have stayed with us, and what stage they're at, what grade they are, which ones they feel are good candidates for transfer. And at that point, we'll decide how many we want to put back in. And then they will say if they feel the leftover ones or the extra embryos, are good candidates for freezing. And I wasn't aware of this, but I guess the freeze point is a little longer than the transfer point. The freeze point is 6 days. So whatever ones that are being set for cryopreservation will be put back in the incubator for an additional day. And then they will go into the freeze, and we will then get a call that following day to tell us how that went. So that's really all I'm going to have. This is it until Sunday, which is close. It's been so long to get to this point. I'm excited. I'm trying not to get overexcited, because I know, this is not a guarantee. There's only a percentage chance that it'll work, but I'm right now, I can say I'm okay with that. I am happy with whatever percentage chance we have, because we didn't have that before, and all of this seems to be going so well. I am a very Christian kind of girl. I love God, and I have to assume that God and some of my family members I've lost over the years, or maybe pulling some strings up there with him. So, what a ride. What a ride. No matter how this turns out, what a ride. This is crazy. Okay, so other than that, I did want to tell you about a couple other things because I don't remember a lot of people talking about this. But issues post egg retrieval. Now, as many of you know, egg retrieval is essentially a very large needle, poking and prodding your ovaries and your follicles to retrieve the eggs. And any side effects you have from that procedure are really vary from person to person. My understanding is it also depends on how many follicles you got going on and how many eggs they retrieve from you. It could be better or worse for some people. For me, I don't know. I mean, I don't have anything to compare this to, but I don't know. I guess I'm going to go with middle of the road. I do have many side effects. They are telling me that so far it is not OHSS. That's ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome, which is a very painful, nasty thing to get. Though they are watching me, I'm sure I'll be getting calls about how I'm feeling and whatnot, and if anything changes, I'm supposed to call them. Pardon me. So, I am a little concerned at this point, but the nurses and the doctors, based on what I told them today about my symptoms today compared to my symptoms yesterday, they are saying that so far I sound pretty normal for the amount of retrievals they did. So, what I'm actually experiencing is a lot of bloating. Really bad bloating. I had a lot of cramps yesterday. The cramps seem to have subsided today, but the bloating has not. The bloating has gotten, well, I don't know if I want to say a little bit worse, but it seems to have moved. A lot of the bloating yesterday was down low, and since we're all females here, or mostly at least, I'm sure we all know what other body parts are in that area, and all of those parts feel very inflamed also. So there's some bathroom issues going on also. I think the bloating and the inflammation has kind of caused a little bit of a backup, if you get my meaning. And I also feel like something's pushing down on my bladder. I think I put on Facebook that it kind of feels like, I'm assuming 9 months of pregnancy would feel when you have a baby pushing down on your bladder. You need to go to the bathroom every 30 minutes without a whole hell of a lot to show for it. That's kind of what I'm experiencing. So bloating, some cramping, most of that's gone away. The bloating is quite painful. Right now, I feel better than I have all day, which is why I was able to do this video. And the bathroom issues. The nurse told me to try softeners, but not a laxative. I didn't ask why, but she was very adamant about that. A lot of people on here have been told that if you're trying to ward away OHSS, to do Gatorade and a lot of salt. For whatever reason, this nurse I have said no Gatorade yet. She said if I want to do the Gatorade like tomorrow and Friday, that would be fine. I didn't get in particulars about this. I didn't literally ask her. She did mention something about the extra sugar and the extra caloric value, and that I didn't need it during the normal symptoms of egg retrieval. And I didn't really question it. I mean, maybe I should have, but I did it because, well, I mean, this might seem like an odd reason, but it's my reason. The nurse I had was quite literally 65 years old. She's been doing this all of her life. She's retiring in a couple of months to Arizona, which is one of my favorite places, so I had some pretty cool conversations with her. And I just didn't question it. Maybe I should have, because I don't have a good understanding of why, because I know a lot of people say drink the Gatorade, do the salty foods. I am doing the salty foods, and she did tell me protein shakes like Ensure and whatnot. I couldn't get a hold of Ensure. I am getting that tonight. But I've been drinking some other protein shakes that are like juice-based, figuring that the more natural, the better. I did do the stool softener. I think that helped a little bit. I did have to go to work today, and I have to go to work the rest of the normal work week because I'm the only one there. My boss is not there this week, which means one of us has got to be there. So I just brought a big old bag of goodies with me. I tried ice packs. I tried heating pads on low. I switched it back and forth. Not quite sure what helped, what didn't help. I think the ice helped better than the heat. I don't think the heat really did much of anything. And again, I had that on low, and I had a towel in between it, so it wasn't, excessive heat. What else? I was doing just a lot of water and the protein shakes. I was also doing coconut water because that's supposed to hydrate you really well. What else? They told me I could take Tylenol, extra strength Tylenol. They didn't give me any special Tylenol with codeine in it or not. I don't get along too well with codeine in the first place. It makes me very sick. So I was actually thankful for that. But I was trying the Tylenol extra strength. It really didn't touch the pain. It didn't do a lot for me. So that's about it. And like I said, I haven't seen a lot of people talk about these side effects from egg retrieval. I have to admit I was sorely unprepared. Badly unprepared for this. I was not expecting it, but the more you think about it, your ovaries are probably going to get pretty angry if you poke them with a needle about 24 times. So I guess we'll see what happens here. I did post some stuff on Facebook. If you're watching this, thank you for the replies. I really appreciate it. I'm just going to continue with the hydration and the protein and just being careful, and hopefully it will subside. Hopefully the fact that I'm feeling a little bit better right now than I have all day long, hopefully that's a good sign. If OHSS rears its ugly head from this, which was another comment I received, that one person did experience symptoms like this and it just kind of converted over into OHSS. If that happens, all the embryos will get frozen and the transfer will be at a later date. There's nothing I can do more than what I'm already trying to do. If that happens, we've been on this road for 9 years now. We've rolled over into the next year. 9 years now. And what's another month or two, right? It's like a drop in the bucket. We're so close now. I really would love an attempt, the first attempt to be a fresh transfer. I understand if the first attempt does not work, we'd be going from frozen anyways, and I am perfectly fine with that. But I would love to be able to try a fresh transfer this Sunday. It's amazing to think that's only like a handful of days away, and everything seems to be going your way. I have to believe, and I have to pray, and I have to thank all of you guys for all of your support, all of the Facebook comments. You guys are amazing. That's it. That's all I got. If you have any comments about the side effects that I'm going through, if you've went through it and did anything special, if you know any reasons behind any of the things that I've mentioned here, I would love to know reasons. I go with the flow, no problem, but I'm a programmer by trade, so I like to know the logic behind things. I would appreciate any comments. And again, thank you so much for all of your support. I will be back later in the week. I won't have much more to report until we get to the transfer day. And if you don't hear from me prior from the transfer day, then no news is good news, because then that means that all of these symptoms have subsided, and that's a good thing. So, baby dust to everybody, and I will talk to you later. Bye.